I wanted to mention your music career because you were semi-famous and you were under the shadow of Dave Matthews Band. Dave
Yeah,
Matthews Band is where right when how old were you when he broke out? Like
I was
18,
I was 19. I was
19?
19, yeah, 19
Yep.
years old when yeah, I'll never forget that day. You remember the Dave Matthews, that first album, Remember Two Things,
Yes.
it came out the same day as In Utero by Nirvana.
Nirvana. Yeah.
That Tribe
Quite.
Called Quest album, and like everybody was like, this is the days where you couldn't download anything. So
Yeah.
we're lined up outside of Plan 9 at 2 in the morning to
Yep.
be let in to purchase these albums. And everybody was buying these three albums, just,
Yep. Yep.
Tribe Called Quest, Nirvana, and Dave Matthews, Remember Two Things. And
Yep.
so yeah, he was quite popular.
Yeah. I was not a fan of him at the time. I was a skeptic. And
Yeah,
remember two things is actually one that I was made me skeptical because it was a different sound.
totally different.
Um,
Yeah, totally different.
he's a good songwriter and I respect him for that. And certainly his drummer is amazing.
Yeah.
But it was weird being around him because I had ambitions also to play, but I was a cover band guy. And
Okay,
I
gotcha.
remember being shocked that nobody wanted to hear covers.
Yeah, that's
I was
interesting.
just
Yeah, you're
like,
right.
they go, cover band, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah.
And
Well,
I just had to hang my head and like, okay, I'm not worthy and had to drop out of it. But I did get to play with people who played with Dave, because
yeah,
the covers that I wanted to play were difficult.
yeah,
And
they were. I remember that.
so you remember I was a big Police fan,
Yeah,
back
that,
then. So
that's
that sort of starred the drummer and
yeah. I mean,
vocals and that sort
yeah.
of thing. And
Try and find a drummer and a bass player that can play the Police. It's not
yeah, but
easy.
I found them, and they were buddies with Dave, and some of them. Did you remember Warren Richardson? He
Yeah,
was okay. Warren
nice.
was an
Yeah.
amazing guy.
No, I saw him with TR3 all the time at Sigma Nu back in the day.
He big dude. He
Yeah, he
was
was huge.
big, and
Big.
he Warren at first joined me, and it was all because of Kung Fu. It's
Oh,
like, so the black community respects Kung Fu,
oh yeah.
and it just instant and not martial arts in general.
Right.
So, Warren like instantly went, okay, Kung Fu. I don't know anyone who knows this. And so he came over to my house and I played with him. And we played this Police song called So Lonely, which is a huge, super high vocals. And, I had a mic and I was singing those sting vocals at this very high level. Warren sang backup without a microphone and he drowned me out.
Wow. Wow.
So his nickname was Bullhorn.
I can see why. That's
So
I can
then,
see.
well, Warren Winning recruited this guy, Johnny Gilmore.
Oh, I know that name.
And
I know.
Johnny was like, he and Carter were like, Johnny was so good that he could play with anyone, so he didn't really care. And he ended up, you know, I just didn't have the chops to keep up with those guys. They were above my pay grade. They were playing, I mean, Warren was playing with Tim Reynolds,
That's
who
right.
is
That.
who is Dave's guitarist.
Yeah. No, yeah, he's
And
fantastic
Tim
guitar.
Reynolds is amazing
He
guitarist.
was
And
extraordinary.
so, and they did, they had a legacy that went way back into the 80s and they did very complicated soul music. There was a band called Serious Business,
Oh
I
yeah, no.
think, where it was Jerry curls, so they had the Jerry curls and they all had like the same suits on and they choreographed remember how
Oh
in
wow.
Prince,
Yeah.
remember Prince,
Yeah, yeah.
who
Prince.
was the guy, in Purple Rain, the guy that appeared with Prince, he was sort of like the nemesis of Prince.
Oh,
Um,
is that Morris Day?
that's him, Morris
Okay,
Day.
Morris
And
Day,
Morris
yeah.
Day had a lot of cool choreography and stuff,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's
purple
awesome.
suits and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
they were doing that,
Yeah,
which
I
is
got you.
hard, man. That's
That's right,
hard.
man.
That's
Dude.
showmanship. And they could do that. So the stuff that I was doing was like they could do in their sleep, even though it
Mm.
was really hard, for
Right.
me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
anyway, you were in a serious vein there in that you were playing for a crowd that was seeing stuff like that. And then I walked into it kind of foolishly. And it was a totally different environment.
Yeah.
based on what my experience was. So at any rate, I admired that about you, and I admired that you put yourself out there and you kept all these qualities and you used them, to get to the next level. You reached the point where you were like, I don't want to do this anymore. For me, it was bailing the drummer out of jail
Oh yeah.
at 12
There you
o'clock.
go.
The rock and roll world is
Yeah, yeah,
unhealthy.
yeah.
I'm
That's
sorry,
all.
it's just unhealthy.
Yeah.
And I just went, I can't, if I want to do this health stuff, I have to cut this loose. And so it was sort of like giving up your childhood. It was just
Yeah.
like,
No, I get
this
it.
is a sticky, wet blanket I'm just going to let go of and move on to the next
All
level
right.
of evolution. All right, so